Epcot's Festival of the Arts is rapidly coming to a close while Disney continues to set up the topiaries for the Flower and Garden Festival, which starts on March 4th. This gives just over a week without a festival, which gives just enough time to figure out what to do in Epcot when there's no festival. So, let's get started. Now, it should be mentioned that these plans do not include Lightning Lane or dining reservations. While those can be useful, they create a time crunch that I don't really enjoy planning around, so this is more so to ensure that you get your full ticket's worth while there isn't a festival going on. Now, obviously, all the rides are operational without a festival, and the only one that really gets changed with festivals is Living with the Land, so you could definitely get a full day's worth out of just going on rides. But some of these have the shortest wait times in all 4 Disney World parks, so you're going to need to do a bit more. And sure, waiting for the big thrill rides is going to eat up a decent chunk of time, but if you luck out, then even those aren't terrible. While we're on the topic of rides, there are some important aspects of their exits for families with kids. The Seas with Nemo and Friends has Turtle Chocolate Crush, as well as multiple games and a massive aquarium to walk around. This is a great use of time. And also, it's just fun. Journey into Imagination with Figment has a play area with a lot of different interactive games, and similarly, Mission Space, should your kids want to ride it, has a decent playground area at the exit to the ride. In the same vein as rides are the meet and greets. These are scattered across the park, and some are pretty time sensitive, but if you get there early enough, you can see the characters walking around before taking photos with people. And, like with the rides, these don't really change all that much between festival and no festival, so don't feel like you're missing out. I don't think it will be ready in time for this break between festivals, but there is usually a playground accessible on the backside of Creations, which used to change themes such as WALL-E or princesses. There's also DuckTales World Showcase Adventure, which is a game in the Play Disney app that takes you to 7 different countries around the World Showcase Lagoon and gives you missions depending on the size of your party. This is actually a personal favorite of mine, partially because it's one of the few things I got to truly work on while at Disney. You can find missions in Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Japan, France, and the United Kingdom, with each mission being based around Scrooge and his family trying to beat one of the villains from the 2017 reboot of DuckTales and claim a specific artifact. This culminates into a final mission once you complete all 7 missions. Unfortunately, this whole game is time gated, as you can't play after 8 PM on any given day, as that's when the servers stop for the night. I strongly recommend this, especially if you have the time, as you can really get some cool keepsakes by running the missions. There's also EPCOT, which has changed over the years, but still has the core of running around to a specific point in each country to gather whatever the World Traveler item is for that time. Right now, it's a little card with info about each country. Not their most exciting, I will say. Over in Canada, you can watch Canada Far and Wide, which is an interesting showcase of Canada, but it is standing only if you're, prone to not wanting to stand. Similarly, you can watch Reflections of China in the China Pavilion or one of the shows in France. You can also watch Awesome Planet up in the Land Pavilion. In Morocco, there is the Race Against the Sun, which I lack footage for. This is a little museum that has a game inside of it. If you're really looking for something to do, Mexico has the Coco Skeleton Designer that you need to tap your park ticket onto in order to activate. It's not super fancy, but it does send the skeleton to your PhotoPass once you're done. And last, but never least, is Luminous the Symphony of Us, Epcot's nightly fireworks show. This is a very fun show to watch, especially live. And it starts right at park close, so unless you're in line to get a post-close ride, you're not missing out by watching it. I highly recommend it. It is so fun. Very use fun. It also just makes great use of the Magic Band. So if you've got one, make sure to bring it. If you've made it this far, you're probably wondering what's different from doing those without a festival rather than during one. And nothing. You can do all of those and nothing will really change during a festival. However, there is one thing that will change not only between festivals, but also when there aren't any festivals going on. The nightly shows on Spaceship Earth. While the festivals will typically have every other show be something specific to that festival, watching between festivals will reveal a more generalized showcase. This doesn't really change anything though. Your Magic Band Plus is still going to light up, and there's still going to be all sorts of lights on Spaceship Earth. It's just going to be to a different tune and with different colors. That is simultaneously more and less than I expected to be on this list. There's a ton of little things like sightseeing, but most guests aren't going to feel like they got the full value of their ticket by doing those. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This was kind of a holdover while I'm working on other videos, but it's so perfectly timed since we're starting to see festivals collide with the topiaries going up while the cards for Festival of the Arts are still up. Definitely let me know if you have any other activities you'd like to do at EPCOT, whether or not there's a festival going on. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe as it does help the channel grow. Anyways, thanks again, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!